Hello, my name is Robin and I'm one of your teachers. In the last grammar video, you learned how to use the question words what and which. Today, we're going to learn how to ask questions with how and what like. Remember that we use question words when we want to specify what kind of information we are looking for in a question. Let's start with the question word how. Question words how. We use the question word how to ask about the general state of something or someone. For example, how do I look? How does she go to work? As you can see in these examples, questions with how follow the same structure we have already studied in the previous unit. We place how before the auxiliary verb do. Now check these examples. How are you? How is your brother? As you know, the verb to be is an irregular verb that doesn't need an auxiliary verb to form a question. So we simply place how before the verb to be in the question. How followed by an adjective. When we want more specific information, we use how followed by an adjective. For example, how old is Harry? How big is your flat? How tall is John? How long is the film? In the ABBA film of this unit, A Call from Australia, Sheila calls Frank to find out how their family is doing. Let's see how they use the question word how in their conversation.
Hello, Frank. It's Sheila.
Oh my God! Ha! What a surprise! How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How's the family?
Everyone's fine. We talk about you all the time.
How are the kids?
Very well. They always ask me, how is Sheila? How far away is Australia?
Too far, Frank.
Let's check the examples from the ABBA film. How are you? How is the family? How are the kids? How is Sheila? How far away is Australia? Question words, what, like. Now, let's look at questions with what, like. We use what, like when we want to have a description of something. We're talking about people or things and need further information about their appearance, their personality, etc. For example, what is Bruce like? What is the film like? What are the pyramids like? It's important that you understand that in this construction, like is not a verb, it's a preposition. Also, these examples have a very similar structure as the other questions we have seen before. We place the question word what before the verb to be and the preposition like after the subject. We can also use the contracted form of to be. For example, what's Argentina like? What's the teacher like? What's the weather like? As you can see, this question word is generally used with the verb to be. Consequently, there's no need for an auxiliary verb in the sentence. However, we can also find sentences like, what does she look like? What does it feel like? In this case, the main verbs are to look and to feel, and they need the auxiliary verb does to form the question. So we add the question word what before the auxiliary verb and the preposition like after the main verb. Well, in this class, you have learned how to use the question words how and what like. Discover how much you've really learned by watching this grammar video again without subtitles. Have fun! Bye!